Hi everybody, I've got a new stream series for you. This time I'm showing my approach to creating a stylized plane in Modo, Substance Painter and Designer. For those of you who don't know me, I'm John, aka Graffiti, and I'm an environment artist with experience in both the animated film and games industries. As always, these videos are recorded live streams and therefore there's no music and each video is quite lengthy, so you might want to increase the speed of the video and put your own music on in the background. If you want to see me make stuff live, then please tune into my Twitch channel and you can follow me on Twitter for updates. If you have any questions about my process, then please comment below and subscribe for new videos in the future. Enjoy. Okay, right, feels like ages since I've been on the stream, so let's get stuck in. Now I've been doing like a little bit of, not prep, I've been actually getting this working, getting most of the bakes done. You know, everything unwrapped, everything high, that kind of thing, in the downtime I've had. So hopefully we can just finish off these wing bits, do the wheels, and then we'll be right as rain, which will be ace. So I'm just going to crack on. So it's kind of just getting the lows sorted on this thing, and I've changed the geo ever so slightly in some cases. So that bit's under there, that's fine. I think that might be better off being hard. Yep. So yeah. And then, if you're doing the Art Station Challenge and you're struggling with what to start with or how to break it down, then please feel free to get in touch on the chats or on the Discord. Probably the chat's better. And we can go through it at the end. Yeah. So those are all smooth like that. Let's go from the top. Now I probably want to go from the other end on this side. Yep. So it wraps right round, which should be pretty good. Cool. And then we've got a piece in there, got a piece in there, got a piece in there, and all of these hard, yeah, that's fine. So let's pack that. Do the same to this, so it's just selecting the hard edges, select, oh sorry, not the hard edges. Yep, and then what's going on in here? It's fine. Yeah, I think that can all be one piece. That's divided down there. What's this? Hi Action, hi Raider. Having a hard time finding great ref. I know they didn't have Pinterest back then. Which one are you going for? Which one are you doing the environment challenge or the prop one? Let's pack these UVs. Where are these? So they need to be, I think they might be hard edged. Yes, they are. Yeah, so we'll leave them. Those are all fine. So this can be joined this side because we don't see the other bit. Cool. Look at that. And then what's going on in here? So that we've got these. Yeah. Cool. And then we just need to join all these up. So let's just relax in, pack these, and then what's left? Okay. Okay. Best way of doing this. Oh, looks weird. Looks like the geometry's fucked up in there. Weird. How does that happen? Seems better. Annoyingly though. Weirdness. It's better than nothing. Just stemming the flow a bit. Environment 1, I'm going towards the Mexican Bandit route. Maybe something with Day of the Dead. Okay, nice. I have foil concepts in the closer circle. Select the one. It's one that you know you'll have fun with. Yeah, I think it's a toss-up, you know, how much time are you willing to put in and what do you want to get out of it? How much do you need to learn, what that you don't know already? What do you know you're really strong at already? And also, you don't want to pick one that you're safe with, you want to pick one that is going to push you. So I think like the Mexican route might be quite cool because a lot of the concepts seem to be very American at the moment. I think my biggest challenge will be the landscape rocks, or how to make them look good if I decide for an outside area. Yeah, so I think with the... Hi Ryan, how are you? I think with the outside stuff, how close is it to the camera? You know, because if it's kind of just landscape, background, cliffs, that kind of thing, you just need to worry about the silhouette. But then that might be your thing, that might be, I want to focus on doing rocks this time, so I'm just going to learn how to do those really well. Yeah, all good here. Went back to boot camp, had a fitness test, did shit. So, you know how it is. Not phased. Right, I am going to unwrap these kind of from the top and bottom. for an unwrap. Unwrap. And then let's just grab these. Get an inverse and another unwrap. Do relax and pack those. Great, they didn't really work. Cool. Okay, and then so these bits now. Tiny. Yeah, it's all fine. What else? Well, it's the only exercise I do, so I kind of feel like I have to, you know, try and keep at it. Okay, so let's link these up. Good, pack those, and then last, well actually not last, we've got another bit to do after this, so that's one thing, that's fine, and that's one there, let's join those up. Great. Okay, and then the last thing I need to do is if I go back to this thing and put this over here and then copy them, paste them. Actually, no, not do that. Duplicate them. And then zero these out. They should be in the right position now. Because I've done the highs already for this. So we can... yeah, that's fine. And then in here, let's just pack these so I can see what's going on a bit more. Right, so this, okay, so that's fine. Then they're all fine. Might be worth just adding some triangles to these. Oh shit, wrong one. Yep. Select. Okay, so I got that. And then these rings seem to be good. These discs seem to be good. They're all good, so that's great. Okay. Okay, so we've got all that now. So now we need to mirror this. Mirror these, I should say. Let's do them one at a time, actually. Mirror this on the X. Further selection. Mirror the UVs. And then this one. mirror, invert, mirror. So now we have everything, which is great. Just change all them. It's kind of interesting looking at all the, which ones people have chosen for there's like obviously there's a couple of similar ones, but some of them people have chosen ones that I've never seen before, which is really great. Right, so these need packing. Right, so let's pack these first, okay? And then what I want to do is I want to get the rest of my low res, my things. You know what, actually it might be better to do this once I've split the mesh up, so let's do that. So these, okay. So the reason I'm splitting this up is because I want the way I'm baking it in Painter. So here's those middle bits. Okay. And the middle bits there. So this bit's a bit, annoying, but it's totally fine. It's worth it for decent meshes. Sorry, decent bakes, I should say. And cylinders only. Those other bits only, they're already on one, so that's fine. Then hinge 1 is on that side. Okay, so great, and there we go. And then we just, sorry, I'm doing this in the outliner on my side, on my other screen at the moment. So I'll just be quick, but essentially I'm just renaming my meshes so that they all correspond to the right ones. So for me it's just having things being called the same and then having low or high at the end. Oh no, I'm clicking on the wrong one. I was going mad then. So this is hinge. I think it's just called G. Hinge 1. Low. Hinge 2. Low. I need to rename these because they're spelt incorrectly. Cool. So these are my highs and they are ready to go. They're already, they're not ready to go yet. I need to do some things on these. So I need to delete that. I need to delete the UV sets and I need to delete that. And then I need to do a shift, divide, SDS, shift, divide, smooth. So now they're high res detail cooked in, which is lovely. Actually, what I might do before that is sort out these areas. So actually what I might do is just delete these and grab them off the lows. What did I... So paste them, and then just get this one again, I think. Yep. And all I'm doing, selecting the hard edges, and beveling these. I think 3 was the magic number, yeah. It's fine, and then just get those back. Oh, sorry, delete them, put those, paste them, and then I can select all these again. Right, SDS, subdivide, Shift D, smooth. Okay. Some wind's going on, but it's not the end of the world. We're not going to have a close-up, probably, you know, right on this area, so we can leave it. These bits are going to be interesting. I think there's going to be quite a lot of refinement in the bake, I think. Oh, piss. Hold on. Need to delete all these again. Delete, delete, delete. Shift D, maybe this time. Okay. Yeah, they're going to be fine, I think. Some weirdness, but that is quite weird. That's going to cause issues. Oh man. Just leave them, I suppose. Okay, so now this is the problem with modeling stuff off axes. Well, we can always come back and fix that, so... Ouch. Well, it's better on the end now. So on that edge, although that's not... Oh no, that's how we did it, I think. Yeah, because before they used to be in that area, so that's fine. And you know what, I'm not going to faff on stream with this, I'll fix it in my own time. Cool, okay, so let's bung all of these in here, so just so you can see what's going on, get another window. Item list. So basically, down here I've got a folder called Hi Mesh Names, and in here it has all the separated parts with the Hi bit on it, and basically these so it basically tells Substance Painter which meshes to use for which bakes. And it's so that you don't get any, or you get hopefully less. So when you have lots of things combined in one mesh, then they get baked onto other things. So if you have, you know, two squares next to each other and the bake parameters are too wide, it's going to bake the other one onto it. Whereas splitting it by mesh layer name means that it only thinks about what's in that layer and forgets everything else. So I have loads in the all separate in the high, all separate in the low, all named the same in both, just with different suffixes. And now what I want to do is I want to break this up, the low, and I want to select by material and pack the UVs that way. So let's hide everything else and let's pack these. And for the moment I'm just going to just leave it like this. We can rebake this at another time. We can I'm going to hopefully smooth out some of the UV shells later on in the stream when we've got the bakes all working. So I'm not too fussed about, you know, the way it looks at the moment. I just want it all set up nicely. So that's the blue, and then this is all the grey. So again, we'll pack all this. Okay, there we go, lovely. And you know, this grey stuff doesn't matter as much as the blue because we're probably just going to throw a material onto these and it doesn't have to be anything more than that. Now the next ones, so actually I'm going to select these again, the grey, hide them, select the blue, hide them, and then all of this, I think I was already on one, so that's pretty good. Let's just pack those and see if it does a... No. That's alright. So basically everything else separate. I just realised I need to do the wheels as well, so we're going to get those in now actually. So I probably want these stretched out. Yep, so that's fine. Copy that. Paste it. Okay, so all we need to do is let's just pack all these. And this is the low. I want to copy all this, make it the high. Okay, and then we just come in and we bevel everything. So this is all I've been doing for for the other pieces, the other parts I've got. So just give them a quick bevel. I think 4 was the magic number for these elements. And then it's just kind of just checking that things are beveling as they should, that kind of thing. So in here that looks a bit wrong. But essentially that's all we do to them. So hopefully quite a smooth process. And because we've already, you know, got elements of these, best thing, what did I do on this one? Let's go back to, I suppose I haven't got it anymore, so we'll just try some things. So select all these and apply. How does that leave us? That's pretty good. Yeah, take that. So yeah, these just needed, because I think the hard edges, oh no, it's just smooth all the way. So that's good. Okay, next. Yeah, that's fine. Whoops. Yeah, so like this, where you get an end gone. Because it can't really work out what it wants to do. So we just need to come up with ways of making that work better. So perhaps it's flipping these. Cool. Yeah, so it's got quite a bit of weirdness going on with this one, annoyingly. So it might be better have a supporting edge around here without doing it. Let's take them out. Yeah, that'll do it. Okay, so support edge around these bits, and on the other side too. I said to someone at work today that I might see if I can try and learn ZBrush for doing this kind of thing in the future, just because it'll be less faffy, get to use some of their new tools. I've always wanted to learn how to do hard surface modelling in ZBrush, and I think it is good to do the high first. I think for me is I didn't want to invest too much time in doing a high, and I knew that I could get what I wanted out of the low to start with, so that's kind of the approach I went down. Excuse me. Okay, seems more promising. So now if we apply, not too bad, not bad at all. Fucked on the bottom still, but not very much I can do about that. So just kind of deleting the other supporting edge down here. Oh, that's really horrible, this. Again, I suppose we don't have to worry about it too much because you're probably not going to see it. Excuse me, but still good to get it right. I'm kind of freewheeling this at the moment, but as long as it kind of looks like it's the right shape and it's in the right position, then it's not going to be the end of the world. Should probably save a new version of this. How are you getting on with Modo, Ryan? I saw your car. Is that a new project, or is that, you know, for something else? Or I'm guessing it's modelled in Modo. I can't remember if I asked. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Go. Oh man, come on. Okay, bit screwed in places, but you know, that's down to my modelling, and again, we're probably not going to see it, so that'll do. This is why I did most of it off the stream, because it's a bit of a pain in the ass to watch. Extrude these. 3. Cool. And then down here, let's get these bits as well. Put this on 10. Cool. Has anyone been watching any Wild West films or anything like that in preparation for the challenge? There's some real belters out there. Okay, they look all good. Okay, then these two, now this should be fine. Yeah, it's fine. See what happens with this. Some fuck ups, but deal with it. Okay, and then around here. Yowzers. Okay, that's fine. I think that's it on this one, which is pretty great. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Let's duplicate this. Sorry, mirror it, I should say. Let's delete that, delete that, delete the texture. Come on. Oh! Oh, Modo, you piece of shit. Oh! Fuck! Oh, yeah. Oh, it hasn't crashed on me in so long. Fuck. Oh. Oh, sorry. Sorry. God damn it. Oh my god, I feel like I'm gonna have to do that whole wheel again now. Oh man. It's funny because the crashes kind of gets all the lurkers out. Oh. Oh, Energy Live, thank you for the host. I mean, you're hosting at just the wrong point when everything crashed, but... oh, damn it. I mean, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. I've still got to do the majority of that mess again. Or have I? Not too much is lost. Just this whole side. And the rest, but... could have been a lot worse. Could have been a lot worse. And hopefully it will be faster this time because I don't want to lose work again. So just finished my... hopefully get some peace from it. Thanks, Energy. Yeah, brilliant. Thank you. Are you in... I'm guessing you're in a similar vein, doing 3D stuff? Oh, yeah, that's great. Well, hello, anyone who's watching through Energy Live. Just trying to make a mechanical plane using Modo and Substance and all that, and I'm just trying to get my high res looking good enough to bake from, which is involving beveling a lot of the low. That's just the way of it, and I just had a pretty big crash, so joined just in time for that. Just work on my art station. Ah, are you doing the challenge? And which one have you chosen? All this looks so easy. What I was going to say, Energy, what are you working on for your art station? Have you got a project at the moment? You know, a portfolio piece. Maloon. I'm going to say melon, it's easier for me. I think I'm just so used to using Modo now and knowing exactly what I need to be doing. That's why it looks easy. We're almost out of the woods, boys and girls. Almost out of the woods. Merge. I'm going to say, I think that's all fine. That's all fine. Those are fine. Those are fine. Those are fine. Cool. That is fine. We're gonna save. Save that. I'm making a Daisy style survivor camp, something that could have put together. Oh, nice. Have you just started it, or how long, have you got any pictures? Because we love seeing pictures, or in fact your art station, whatever. To even just mean Mono, I mean for having a sense of how topology should be. You always seem to know how to split up your faces. Again, experience. I've just been. I think, like in my previous, when I was in film, we relied on beveling quite a lot, and you know, you get into the flow of it, and you know, kind of what surfaces need what kind of bevel. Like, there's other ways you can do this kind of thing, but you know, I'm looking for speed at the moment, and I know that I can achieve that with some of the things, some of these, so about 3 weeks ago. How long have we been doing this for? What, as in Modo? Christ. So when was I at Red Star? When did I finish? I finished there in shit. When was that? Shit, when was that? 2015? I stopped working there, I think. Yeah, that would make about sense, I think. So, and then I was using it there for 2 years, so 5 years I've been using it, maybe 6 now actually. More like 6, I would have thought. I've been using Modo. Yeah, it's going to be something like 6 years. But then, I suppose modelling is kind of, I picked up the basics at uni, obviously, that's what everyone does, but until you're, you know, on a production, doing stuff, that's when you really pick up how things should be made and stuff like that. So it's kind of like I knew how to do it for film and animated stuff, but when I started at TT, I didn't really know how to do it for games at all, so you know, that was like a learning curve in itself, you know, figuring out the other way. And you know, I've made, you know, loads of different things like vehicles and environments and props, so that's why I kind of know what I'm looking for and what will work and what won't. to select all the hard edges, bevel all that. Cool. This needs some. That's all fine. It's a little off there. Cool. And let's save that again before I do this one. And bevel. Missed some things. Right, I've got to go eat lunch. See you soon, Energy. Thanks for the host. How do you get the skills to get into a production first, though? Like, what level do you need to be at? Put up bike link on the Discord below and let me know what you think later. Yes, save. How do you? It's difficult because it's the question of. In fact, let's not have this music for this. Let's have this. It's difficult because it's that whole. We'll give you a job if you've got experience, but you haven't got any experience because you're fresh out of uni, for example. So how do you get that? And it's kind of like until somebody gives you that chance, it's difficult. And for me, in a way, I got lucky because I did work experience for that film company, and I didn't expect to get a job out of it or anything. And it's just kind of like by giving that experience, it's kind of like I knew that what I wanted to do and what have you, and just some of the projects I'd done at university put me in good stead. They weren't the best projects in the world. I'll put the link on the Discord to what I made because it's laughably bad now. It's just kind of somebody seeing the potential in you, I suppose. Which is, I know you don't really want to hear that and what have you, but I think just like things like this, things like knowing how to get the right flow and stuff, it just comes down to you just got to keep doing new projects. You've got to, pick things that are going to be challenging, for you, and or things that will benefit your skill set and that kind of thing. So I find that doing vehicles is quite an interesting one because you're like I've done vehicles before, but also doing it one now after so long. It's kind of like all the panels are shaped in different directions, and getting the flow of it right is difficult sometimes. But you've just kind of get stuck in and see what comes out. And then the more you do things, the more you kind of take your mistakes from one project to another. Not as in you're carrying forward your mistakes, but I'm saying you've probably learned how to do corners or this to a certain shape, and so you take that knowledge onto the new project. Okay, so that's done now. That's good. Save. Now let's. It could be a bug. No, it's not. Thank God. Delete. Delete. Okay, and then let's mirror that. And then I want to split these off. So maybe these next. Go by these. And this might be more parts than necessary. I might actually put those all in the same thing. Yep. And then this is all as it should be, I think we established. Hard edges all in the right places. Seems alright. Save that. I find it really tough because I like 3D work, but I'm so terrible that it's really discouraged doing work than looking at it and seeing how poor it is. So upskilling myself while working on different areas like game design is tough. Kind of split focus too much and never get good at one thing in particular. Say to yourself, a simple project, work at it, I find is the best way. Well, Melon, I think last time, sorry, I should say Malone, because it's not Melon at all, is it? Like you said that you were doing like a game design course, and did you say that you preferred game design? I can't remember. But basically, if you prefer doing that, just stick at that, and don't feel like you've split focus too much, because that's what university courses are there for. They give you like an overview, and I think in a way it's kind of you're given loads of options, which is great, but for final projects and things they want you to do like the whole environment or something like that, when I think they shouldn't necessarily be like that. So for example, if you're doing a game design course and you want to do game design, but the final project is environment art, then you're not getting what you want out of it. I might go for melon. It's easier. And also, like, I'm guessing, you know, you went to school, college, university, and you're still quite young, and it's fine not to know everything all at once. Like, when I did a BA in 2D stuff and web design, and came out and I really hated web design, and then I had a year of kind of panic and stuff, and then I did a master's in 3D, and then that's when I first got into 3D, even though the whole time before it I knew that's where I wanted to go. I didn't do it until that master's, and then after that I had tons of rejection, just tried to keep at it, and then got work experience, got into this job, and then once you're in, it's kind of like, and that's the thing, I wanted to go into games, but I needed a job, so I went into film. And yeah, level design is your passion, then just do that. Like, one thing that, annoyingly, I don't think I've got a link for it. Has the stream just dropped out? I've just got a spike of unstable, which isn't great. Although in OBS it says it's really good. So yeah, let me know. With level design, just focus on level design. So for me, it would be pick yourself, you know, a scenario. Cool. Pick yourself like a scenario. What kind of genre is it? Is it kind of over the shoulder? Is it first person? Is it kind of like, what's the state of the affairs in the world? What's this level for? What's the aim of this level? What kind of mechanics you have in it? That kind of thing. And then just block out with primitives a level that you think will work. There is a guy, actually. What's his name? Mike, is it? Mike Barkley. There you are. So this guy. So let me just bring this over. Shit. So this guy, Mike Barkley. So here's his link. Now, it's pretty cool because so he did this thing called Blocktober, started this hashtag, great idea. Not gonna lie, yeah, really like it. Bit gutted that I didn't come up with it, but what can you do? But he goes and talks about level design and planning stuff out and then making it in 3D, and then how does the player progress and that kind of thing. And I think if you look at his personal work, if we just go on this, hopefully it will show us. That's annoying. It could have been someone else, to be honest. But basically, he looks at games, so he takes into account like levels from The Last of Us, for example, and then he reconstructs them in 3D and tries to work out why the level feels so good and why it works so well in the game. It could be this guy, but it could be somebody else, but I can't remember. Also, what was the other thing? So also, you might want to look at Mark Brown's Game Maker's Toolkit, if you haven't seen this already. So we'll grab that. And watch this guy's stuff, because it's really good. Yeah. Level designers like Max Pierce. Oh, I feel like I've heard of this guy. feel like I know his face. Yeah, I thought as much as this guy. I don't know, I think Max Pears seems like a nice guy and what have you, but I think some of his stuff is kind of obvious. But then I'm not a designer, but I've had to think about things for film and how they work, and it's kind of a lot of common sense, really. And whoever Matus, this guy, let's have a look at this guy. Okay, interesting. I feel like I've seen this guy as well. Get the Twitter on. Yeah. I don't follow him. I'll give that a follow. Boom. Great. Check him out later. Yeah, so I think it's just you got to keep at, don't worry about like making things look super pretty if you want to do level design or game design. Just make them really primitive and, put some guiding arrows in there. Maybe put some base materials in there to help break up the environment, but don't worry about that so much. This is the next one. Okay, right, so let's get these going again. Cool. Just renaming all of these. things I've been told from a friend of mine is that recruiters look for levels that are pretty even if they aren't designed well because they don't know what a good design is. Yep. If the recruiters have a level designer in there, they won't obviously, but a lot of companies don't have recruiters that are level designers. So, you're right, like, I've had recruiters say to me that, oh, I think you should get rid of this because it looks unfinished. And I'm just like, no, because it isn't. I mean, it is finished because that was the aim of it. I don't know. I kind of take what recruiters think with a pinch of salt because it's kind of things like, you know, in games it's, well, this might look like a really incredible environment, but it's not done in a game engine, so, and it doesn't run, and the whole technicalities of it don't hold up. But are they actually going to know that without actually having experienced it themselves? So my advice would be tweet people, level designers, game designers, find them on Twitter, find them on social media, follow them, see what they're, you know, up to professionally. Tweet companies, follow companies, that kind of thing. So it's kind of like, I think, you know, with most jobs, it's not, yes, knowing the stuff is, you need to know the stuff, but I think also just knowing the right people helps more than you think. And if you can make some contacts online, then that's great. And they might be able to give you specific pointers on where you're going wrong, you know, ask for feedback, that kind of thing. And then I think the other thing is posting your work up and, you know, not waiting until it's completely finished. Just get it online and, you know, seek feedback, and because that will start conversations with people and you never know where they might lead. I think some companies do have in-house recruiters, so they're going to know more. But I think, you know, creating a bit of more of a visual presence online and kind of being involved in the community, and by the community I mean like posting your stuff out, having conversations with people. I don't know if Polycount has a, you know, a forum for level design. See what other level designers on ArtStation are doing, that kind of thing. And it's kind of it's all you can do, you know, on your own at the computer as well. And, you know, maybe go through recruiters. I mean, there's no harm in it when you're starting out, like none whatsoever. And it can be a valid route in. Personally, I've never used recruiters because generally I think I'm the best person to represent myself. But, you know, that's just me. But yeah, it seems like if you're, you know, following the right people, you're doing the right things, then you're, you know, that's one bit done that you just need to keep at. That's all. Right, so I've done the wheels now, finally. So let's give that a victory save. Right, and now we're going to go back to what we were doing by splitting this up by mesh layer. Let's hide everything else. That's better, much better. So let's pack these. So really I'm looking for things where the wings are straight, see if we rotate some of these now. Let's pack again, although before that, to orientate pieces. Just so things, I suppose they can fit around things, but and now if we pack, take orientation off, see what happens. Okay, it's looking alright. Okay, and then if we do the same with the metal grey, this one doesn't matter as much because it's just metal. I don't think I'm checking what levels it is. How will I ask you? Still browsing art section, but I've never, for anything in particular, I have to head offline at 9. But enjoyed watching. Yeah, no problems, anytime. Yeah, if you're having issues, just put it in the Discord. Like that's why it's there. In fact, for anyone who is new, this is what I'm on about. Yeah, because if you're struggling, then let's try and find a way to make it easier for you. And thanks for tuning in and stuff, Mel. And it's great to see you and great to have you in here. Let's pack these. So that looks really weird. Cool, yeah, nice one. And I know it says art general, but just throw it in there anyway. If we get loads of level design stuff, then we'll make a new thread, but don't worry about it. But yeah, I think I did see once, I know you're going now, but I did see once an image, like a level design image, but I've never been able to find it since, which is really annoying. But I will try and find it for you because it was like another way of displaying levels, without having to do everything. this again. Oh, bloody hell. Fine, leave it, whatever. Cool. Okay, well that's all UV'd properly. Now I do want to... So with these parts, what's the best way of getting them out? What if... Let's first save it. Shading, diffuse color outputs, and render. Fuck all, great. Right, that's gonna be a pain. No, that's actually would be all right. So select those again, select those again, then did a render outputs. Yes, yes, brilliant. Okay, excellent. So we're going to save this as our ID map. In fact, before we do that, can I put on variation texture? Might even, no, I think. RGB mesh part. Now I wonder how this will work. Let's have a look. Okay, all very similar as well. Yeah, so that's not going to do it. That's fine. Delete. So we'll take this and we'll go save image. Mechanical plane, substances. Plane ID. No, this plane parts as well. One ID. Save. Okay, so now also what we need to do is we need to re-export this. Just check that that's all right. Save that. Export FBX, one file, and we're throwing this in here. This might take, oh, that was quite fast. That's good, brilliant. And then in here, this doesn't really matter what they all are because the information doesn't get cooked out anyway. Hi, mesh names. I'm down from 41 to 21. Maybe on a 1 to 2 hours I've chosen content I'll use for the challenge. Fucking hell, Jesus. I'll tell you what, action. Now, like, when you look at these 21 images, look at how many, break them down by how many parts they have. So, by parts I mean count one building as a part, count one carriage as a part. If it's a train, the locomotive as a part, and the coal train as a part, and a passenger train carriage as a part. And so I would say get rid of anything that has over 10 parts, or that can't be, these are like unique items we're talking about. If they're things like crates and things like that, then they're fine, but unique elements. And then you could also say that the background mountains would be a part, the foreground would be a part, any vegetation would be, again, maybe a couple of parts, depending on what they are. So I would break those 20 down into what are going to be the most work. Okay, that's all been baked out, exported, and we can see them by going to, excuse me, 22 and 2.5, that's all right. Okay, so back into here. So this is where I got to during the week. Just got some base shaders on there, that kind of thing. So now I'm going to go project configuration, select objects, low. Okay, and you can see the bake's really naffed up, but not the end of the world, because we're going to rebake in a moment anyway. So, shit, that's the other thing I need to do. Reminds me. So, in order for these to all be on the same material, hide them, 3, hide them, so it's metal grey, I suppose it's detail. We'll just make this like a brownish, whatever. Okay, so now we can export all of those as the low. Yeah, save that. And so now, can we delete these? That's annoying. So what's the metal blue got in it? Medieval stylized. Just take a print screen of that. Check out the desktop. What? So I'm going to just do a new file for the moment, just so that I can get all the right shading groups I want. For that, actually. So it's stylized metal and steel stained. That's fine. So new, discard, select. The low mesh. What should we have as 2K, 1K, 2K? Okay. Okay, so there's our lovely prop, and we've got just these things, which is great. And now if we go bake textures, take off ID, bake it at 2K. Yes, it might take a while, but we'll see. I think I changed these to 0.12, was it? Get rid of them. Match by mesh name. Anti-aliasing we'll leave off for the moment, and we need to change these suffixes to the right ones. Then in here we select the high mesh names. 2K, apply diffusion, so maybe we want this on. So let's put on 10. I don't know, let's put on 5. Cool, then let's just check these. Looks all good. And let's bake all texture sets and see what comes up. so this might take a little bit, but bear with it. Will you render your plane in Modo or bring it into Marmoset or similar? So I'll probably use Marmoset or Unreal 4. You know, I'm not going to do, you know, an environment just for this. I'm going to keep the focus on the plane, but I think it'll be good to have it on like a runway, maybe like on maybe an aircraft carrier runway, or just tarmac runway, and then different lighting conditions would be quite cool. Just like a little diorama might be quite nice. I'm not going to put any time apart from doing a texture for the environment and getting the lighting right. So I just want something really pretty out of it. Okay, so I think everything baked then. All the sets, yeah. Yeah. Boom. You know, it doesn't look too bad. I know there's some weird pinching here that we'll need to sort out, but you know, you can see everything under here is working quite well. You see it's a bit jagged, that's because of the resolution. You know, even on the plane, detail is, you know, we're getting what we want out of it. Again, we're getting weird pinches in places, but it's not the end of the world. And this is stuff that I'll have to go back and fix in my own time. But, you know, there we go. And even these look all right. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back in and go, I think it was just in materials, it's like metal stylized. Here's where I find out that I don't have it on this machine, which would be really annoying. And maybe it was a smart material because it had a folder. There it is. That's the right one. So you can see that all the right maps have got the right information, like that's all the curvature in there. It's picking out all those edges, that kind of thing, which is quite cool. So we just need to minimize all that. Also change the color something like it was. I might just get that screenshot 10. So it was 0.379. So that was what it was. Great, and then scratches, overlay, yeah, we'll leave that on. I think we brought the roughness up a little bit, so it wasn't as shiny. You can see the pinch in there now, it's quite obvious. Now we'll get the wear and just adjust this a little bit. So the curvature on the wings is quite big. So that might need to be, you know, masked out itself. There we go. And then we're literally just tweaking just values, which is great. Then in here, this was steel stained, I think. And then I like breaking stuff down. And again, we're just tweaking things so the roughness can come up slightly. And you can see in here we're getting all the nice detail, which is pretty cool. All the normals are working as they should be. Okay, and then if we go into plain detail, get it. Textures, we just need to import that resource. Images, no, it was in substances, painter maps, target. There's a texture. Import. Here it is. Drop this in. It needs to be on a fill layer, is it? Yeah. There we go. And what we can also do is use this as an ID map as well, which I'm going to do here. So now what we can do, in fact, if we get rid of that, and let's get some materials, and then we'll just systematically go through hooking these up and making sure that they all mask properly. Rubber tire, dirty, dry, so probably dry would be best. Okay, so now everything's covered in rubber. Excellent, but we only want it on the wheels, so all we do is put a black mask on, and then we mask by colour selection, pick colour, get on the black. And then we just kind of work that up now, do the same with the rest. So, tyres. And this is where we kind of have to be a bit more organised with what we're doing. So now I want a leather sofa, leather stylised, that might do it. Same again, black mask, add colour selection, pick colour, the brown. base colour is that. Sharpen it. Yeah, so these will need breaking down a bit, I would have thought. Yeah, and then what else is there? So we need glass in here. Glass visor. Same again. Black mast, color selection, pick color. Color. And then in here, I want to change these. And we also need to add in this one a opacity. And then we look at the opacity in here and we turn the opacity off in these other layers. Yeah. Maybe there's a different one. Transmissive could be that. Nope. Let's turn that off. Don't really know. What if we bring a new one in? No, not sure what the deal is with that one, but we'll fix it in due course. Okay. Then we need a wood. Intensity to come down, the height to come down. Like so. And again, black mask. Color selection, pick color, red bits. And then the fabric is last. Maybe this. Increase the scale. change the colour. Like so. Even here I'm thinking maybe these bottom cushions need to be right under the seat there, the top bit, so there's no gap. And we'll just, even though it's at the bottom of the stack, it's always good to just add a colour selection in case this changes order. And there we go. We've got our scene set back up again. So main zone 1. Okay. Oh. Yeah, so I'm pretty happy with how that's turned out. Managed to get to this stage. So I think, you know, before next week, I'm hoping anyway, we can get this looking, start to, massage these UVs and stuff and get the bakes really working, so I can do that in my spare time if I can. You can see things like this where the low hasn't got enough geometry, so it might be worth putting some more in around those edges, but at the same time, when you're looking at it like this, do you even notice? No. Yeah, one thing actually I was going to do was see how the seams would work. So what I am going to do is, let's get I think it's like just a standard layer. And I want this standard layer to just be height and normal information. And then brushes, I really need to install one of those packs which has got all those stamps on them. Alphas, this will do. So what I want, have a look, so or make my own, that'll do. So there we go. No. Okay, so what's the issue here? Maybe it needs to be a fill layer? No, it doesn't need to be a fill layer. What if I go into... Okay. It's not doing anything. How can we get... is the free non-commercial use version of World Machine good enough to create landscapes or using game engine, or is the output resolution too low? I have no idea about World Machine. The only feature limitation of the free basic edition is that you cannot build or output an asset larger than yeah, that sounds pretty low. If it's in the background, then you might be alright. But don't know. Why? So actually, let's just go back to this layer. Put colour on. Okay, so colour comes through. Oh my god, I cannot wait to get painting with this. It's going to be so good. I want mirror on as well. Where's mirror? Symmetry. Sweet Jesus, it's going to be awesome. Right, so the colours there. Ah, I remember now. It's because I didn't put anything into the height. There we go. So how do I... Thank you. How do I... Okay, so we change it like that. Oh, yes, mate, that's gonna be awesome. Oh, so I think that will be okay. So all I need to do is just check the height a bit. Yeah, I think I'm going to stay in Substance Designer, Painter for this kind of thing. Would be pretty cool. Now, I need to work out how to do anchors and stuff like this because... Okay. Yeah, how to get them to influence other maps and stuff, so I need to look at some tutorials myself, which will be fun. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. And yeah, I need to get some reference and that kind of thing. So yeah, and it's 9:30, so that's worked out quite well.